So for making the patterns for the reflectix on the wheelhouses, what I'm doing is I had some craft paper and I've laid it up, and I'm gonna basically cut here and here and here and here, cut those back apart and lay it out on the reflectix, cut it out and spray adhesive it on. That's the plan. I laid out the template and I've traced around it roughly. Just get it close so you're not fighting with it. Go and fine tune it when I get it on there. Okay, so I've got it roughly on there, and I'm going to put some spray adhesive down on this and then the inside of this, and it should just stick. So sorry about that. Oops. Alright, so let's take this and do the same. I am sorry about the camera work, guys, but it's tight in here and I can't get a tripod and myself in here. So we'll let that dry and come back to it. Okay, so I just realized that maybe I could get a little tiny tripod in here. I remembered that I had a crappy one, so you guys can come along with me for this install here. Let's see how this goes. Generally, you only get one try with this. Contact cement. Should finish my sentences, right? All right. Beautiful. That is not going anywhere. So I realized I didn't really give you a shot of it all finished. I'm just gonna. So there's that. Next I'm gonna, God, it's hard to say, but down inside here and way back in there, I'm just gonna start piecing in styrofoam. And any gaps I have, I'll just use some spray foam insulation just to close the tiny gaps. So this is what I do. I just kind of go for it. See, I got it straight up and down. I just cut a piece off and see where I wind up. It's actually not too bad, so what I'll do is find my spray adhesive. It must have carried out. I did. So just so you guys know, if you get this on you and it seems to get everywhere, there's a trick to cleaning this up that I learned when I was making models. And that is WD-40. We'll get that off. Now I'm going to pause you while that dries, because it is contact cement. You let it dry first, and then you stick it. All right, so once it's not tacky to the touch, you can just, I hope this is, I'm concerned maybe I used the wrong piece. Yeah, I think I did. I sprayed the wrong piece. Oh, joy. So we're going to have to wait for this to dry. Yeah, I did. That was the piece. Pretty warm today, so I think that's all that's going to need. So, sorry, I had to take you off the tripod there. So I'm in here, and I've got a little gap right here, and then it goes behind here a little bit. So I'm going to turn you off, but you get the idea. You just piece it in, and just keep piecing it in, because trying to get a full sheet or a pattern built behind this is almost impossible. But not impossible, but not really worth it. And it doesn't have to be pretty, so what's the point? Alright, so I got that pieced in. I turn my flash on. And you can kind of see that we're pretty insulated. You know, going forward there, I don't know, I might try and piece something in there. And then if you come back around here, normally there's like a little storage compartment here in the trim panel. Shoot. Well, there's as good as I can get as a view. But that's the overall there. And again, I'll keep going. You guys think I need to... I'm not putting the trim back on, so do you think I should... I don't have any followers, so I guess you can't answer me, but I'm thinking about putting Reflectix on this here too, because that's just a conductor of heat. Yeah, I just don't know how much I have, and I'll start with this stuff first. It's the most important, and then maybe if I have leftovers, I'll put on there. All right, so I've got a piece of Reflectix scrap over the inner wheel well. And I've drawn this line here to trim that, and I've drawn a couple of reference points because, again, with this contact cement, sometimes it's really hard to peel it back up and start over, so you really want to get it done on the first try. So I'm going to take that out, trim it, spray it, put it back. I'll give you guys an update. All right, so where we left off, you got that glued down. That's where I left off yesterday. And I went in and put some in this D-pillar here. And it's going to get a lot darker in here because I also got that side window done and was getting low on Reflectix, so I pieced that in. And I'll put some foil tape on those seams. And I actually was feeling some heat come through. I know this Reflectix isn't perfect, and when you paint the backside you're actually absorbing heat, but stealth is more important to me. So I doubled up. Anyway, long story short, I doubled up on those. So I put my one piece in, tucked it in, and then spray adhesive the next piece on. So just a couple last things to button up on this side, and then I'm going to come over and start piecing styrofoam chunks into this side and show you where I wind up in a little bit. Alright, so I think I'm gone as far as I'm going to go on insulation. I got that side done, and I got this side done, and I've started the driver's side cabinets. Now that one, that bulkhead, God, that lighting, that bulkhead goes as far as this bulkhead, but then there's going to be an extension, and I think it's going to be lower, so maybe I can have a small sink, or at least a countertop. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We'll see.